Hello everybody and welcome to my first ever speed build video. In this build I am renovating a house, hence the home renovation at the beginning in the thumbnail. Basically I went onto a Reddit page for The Sims 4 and they have a weekly build challenge. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm doing their weekly build challenge, well, the one for this week. And it was basically just to redecorate a Maxis house. So I went on and I decided to do I think it's called the Brook Bungalow. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there it is in the corner. Brook Bungalow. And I decided to renovate it in a sort of slightly Frenchy style, slightly French. Mainly because, well, I'm not amazing at doing this myself. So the idea of doing it in a sort of French style came from watching Lil Sims's most recent speed build of a French sort of countryside house, I think it was, something like that. Anyway, so that's what I decided to do in this build, and right now I'm just doing the exterior. I'm not going to talk too much about the build itself because, well, I think that can be a bit boring. Like when I watch speed builds, I prefer it when people talk about, their lives and tell stories and stuff like that, whereas I'm not like that. I don't, well, I am like that. I don't like it when people only talk about the build. I think that's kind of boring. Because it's like, come on, I can see what you're doing on the screen right now. I can see it. So you don't need to tell me what you're doing, because I'm watching you do it. So there's no point in, explaining too much. Quick info about the build. It's, I think, over 100,000, although I'm not actually 100% sure, because I didn't check before the video. Should I check? No. Maybe I can. Oh no, I haven't got it on the gallery yet. Nope, it's not on the gallery yet, so I can't check yet. Because I'm not loading the game just to check how much the bill costs. Okay, but it's a 3-bedroom house, so it's set out for 5-ish people. I think it's set out for 5 people. A toddler, a child, a teen, a mother and a father. Or a mother and a mother, a father and a father, or a single parent. So 4 or 5 people, that's what it's set out for. There aren't any spare bedrooms or anything. It's set out for a family. And yeah, it's 2 bathrooms, so one upstairs, one downstairs. And honestly, I think it comes out all right at the end. It's not amazing, but I haven't really been building for that long, so don't hold it against me if you don't think it's the most amazing build in the world. And don't forget, the structure, the walls and everything, that's not me. That's Maxis Match. So, no, not Maxis Match. Maxis. That's EA that did that. So, this is going terribly. This voiceover. I have never ever done a voiceover before. Well, I don't know if you'd count a voiceover like a Let's Play episode. Does that count as a voiceover? I think it probably does a little bit, doesn't it? But I'm not good at just talking. Which is really weird, because usually in real life, I'm alright at talking. Not to people I don't know. I hate talking to people I don't know. It's so awkward. And it makes me so anxious. But when I'm talking to my family or my fiancé or people that I do know, my friends, I can talk for England about just rubbish. And I'm finding it really hard to talk right now. It's so weird. Anyway, I wrote down a few talking points that I thought would be really cool to talk about. My first one is Doctor Who. Who is excited for the new Doctor? Because she looks amazing. I am so excited to see Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. I can't believe we're going to have to wait so long to actually see it. That little teaser was not enough for me. It was not enough. I want to see her play the Doctor, and I want to see it now. But obviously I can't. I'm really impatient like that. That's really annoying, isn't it? But I would absolutely love... I can't wait to see her play the Doctor. Because I love Doctor Who. Doctor Who is amazing. Although I must point out that my love of Doctor Who does not expand to the classic Doctor Who. The originals. The original Doctor Who series. series. I don't know. It's a bit old for me, which is weird. Like my taste in like TV and movies, it's just weird. Like old, I generally don't like old stuff. But Star Trek, the original series, I adore. So, a bit weird. Anyway, I have all of the new Doctor Who, apart from the last 2 seasons on DVD, I think, and or Blu-ray. So, yeah, I really, really like Doctor Who. My favourite was Matt Smith. Matt Smith was the best Doctor Who. Let me know in the comments down below who your favourite Doctor is from Doctor Who. Sorry, I keep calling them Doctor Who. They're not Doctor Who, they're the Doctor. They're just in Doctor Who. It's really annoying. I usually hate it when people do that. But yeah, so the new Doctor, she looks awesome. She was in Broadchurch, as was the writer. I think that's probably one of the reasons why she was picked, because the new writer that is going to be writing for Doctor Who, he's the writer for Broadchurch. Well, he was before it ended, because it was only 3 seasons long and then it was finished and everybody was sad. Because I loved Broadchurch. I thought it kind of ended kind of weirdly though, because the first 2 episodes, they were all like, they were linked. Like they were about that little boy's murder. And then the last one was about a rapist. Like, obviously the characters from the first 2 were in it, like some of them were in it, and it showed how they developed and stuff a little, but it didn't connect as well, I didn't think. I enjoyed it, but I think they should have made it like a proper series, like a detective series, not just three of them. They should have made like 10 and had them with like more episodes. Maybe if they'd have made them like lots of different stories in a season, that would have been cool. That would have been really cool. I'd have enjoyed watching that. Sorry, just having a drink there. Yeah, I don't have a huge amount to talk about. How am I going to talk for 25 minutes? It's insane. How do people normally do this? Lil Simsy and Soft Sims and Steffo Sims and all those peeps. How do they talk for 25 minutes? I don't get it. Anyway, so I'm shaking. I'm so nervous. Ugh, I'm not the most confident of people. And my accent sounds terrible. So listening to my accent for 25 minutes, horrible. I feel sorry for you all. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to talk about what happened in my life a little bit this week. Why not? So 2 days ago, it was Monday, because I'm recording this voiceover on Wednesday, and I'm hoping to upload the video also on Wednesday. So earlier this week on Monday, my fiancé, my Joel, he graduated from university. So he now is he's not a psychology student anymore, is he? He's a psychology graduate. So he graduated with a psychology degree, a bachelor's in psychology, and it was a really fun day, I think. I had a lot of fun that day. I felt a bit awkward at first because obviously I was spending a lot of time with his, well, not a lot of time, but, well, it was kind of a lot of time. I'd say it was a lot of time, because the ceremony itself was about an hour long, and before the ceremony, we were sat there waiting for the ceremony to start for like half an hour. Half an hour. They were like, right, we're going to get the guests in at 9 o'clock, and it took them half an hour to get all the guests in. That's not including the students that started to go in 10 minutes before us. So, we were sat there for half an hour before the ceremony even started. So, and it was just me and his mum and his dad and his sister on our own. So, felt a little bit nervous. I was very nervous about that at the beginning. But if you think about it, the only time you really have to talk is the first half an hour, and then the ceremony, everybody's quiet because they're watching. Well, I say quiet. There's non-stop clapping. Your hands hurt so much after a graduation because there is non-stop clapping. I mean, it's not fair for you to just clap for your own person, friend, boyfriend, family member. It's not fair to just clap for them. They all deserve a clap. They're all graduating. So everybody was getting clapped. And there were loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. And they were just calling these names and walking across the stage. So we wouldn't stop. We was clapping for an hour. We were just clapping for an hour. There was no point in even stopping. You just might as well carry on clapping for a whole hour. So your hands, they're a bit sore after that. And then, my boyfriend, he walks on stage and nothing goes wrong, which is good. And his sister's shouting for him and everything. It's all really nice. And I got it on camera. I'm very proud to say that I actually filmed him walking across the stage. So we now have footage to show our children in the future, which I think is really sweet. And afterwards we went out to dinner, because on the same day as this, his parents were to meet mine. Well, I say my parents, my grandparents, because I don't live with my parents, I live with my grandparents. So they met my grandparents on the same day as his graduation. So I had met each of his parents once. No, I'd met his dad twice. So I'd met his mum once, and I'd met his dad twice. And and his sister, I think I'd met twice as well. I'd met his sister twice. So I was really nervous about spending time with them on my own, because obviously, it's a nerve-wracking thing. I mean, what if I end up saying something like really idiotic and really stupid, and they end up like not liking me? But I was fine. I think I was fine. And then I was obviously really nervous about my grandparents meeting his parents. That was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Because obviously, everybody has different personalities, and some people have the same personalities, and I didn't want them to not get on. I wanted them to get on, because they are the parents of the man I'm going to marry, and they're the grandparents of the girl that their son is going to marry. So they're going to be associated with each other for the rest of their lives if all goes well. And they should get on. So I was really nervous about whether or not they were going to get on and stuff like that, and whether or not my grandparents would say something that was different to their beliefs, or if they would say something that my grandparents would massively disagree with, or something like that. I don't know. Not that there is anything like that. I just, it's nerve-wracking. Parents meeting parents. It's a bloody scary time. Sorry, bloody. Might be swearing. Sorry if that's swearing. Maybe I should beep that out. No, I'm not beeping that out. There's no point. It's just bloody. I don't think bloody is that bad. But it was terrifying, and it all actually went really well. Really well. They got on, and my grandparents were like, oh yeah, they're really nice people. We're glad to have met them, and his parents were the same. So that was really nice. And the restaurant. I love the restaurant. Obviously, I live in England, hence the terrible accent. But basically, we went out to this restaurant. Apparently, it's been taking over loads of pub type restaurants. Because in our country, I think Toby Carvery is a pub type restaurant, but I would not walk in that. It's not nice food. But it also took over one of our restaurants in the village that my grandparents live in. And the first time I went there was quite a few weeks ago, and it was delicious. And I had the exact same thing this time we went. We went to one in the city where we go to university. So we went to the same restaurant in a different city. Okay, that was a long explanation about a restaurant. Anyway, the food is absolutely amazing. It's called Miller and Carter, the restaurant, and basically nearly everybody had steak, because the steak is basically it's like a steakhouse. It mainly serves steak and grills and stuff like that. And the steak is absolutely amazing. So I ordered steak, and they do half a lobster, as a side for steak. Half a lobster as a side for steak. How insane is that? Like, a whole one lobster is a whole meal. So how I don't understand how they can make half a lobster a side for a steak. Like, it's delicious, and I ordered it. Obviously, I was the only one to order a side, I think, with my steak. But I like the 2 times I've been, I've ordered the half lobster as a side, and it is absolutely delicious. Like, so gorgeous. It's a bit like crab. I think it's a bit like crab. Yeah, it's a bit like crab. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to tell you that it tastes a bit like crab. And crab is really nice as well. So, yeah. So I had half a lobster. It was so nice. But expensive. Obviously, it was expensive. But we weren't paying, so it was fine. Our parents were paying. They were paying for the food, which is good. Because we can't afford to pay for half a lobster and steak. Because we have no money. We is poor. Yes, we is. Okay, now you're just being really weird. Shush. No, don't shush. You've got another, 8 minutes. So, and then... 9 minutes. Sorry, 9 minutes. And then, after the meal, obviously we said goodbye to my grandparents because they were going away, and his family came to see our new apartment because they haven't seen it yet. So now everybody except his older brother and my little sister have seen our apartment. So everybody except those two people have seen our apartment. And honestly, I think it's looking really well, really, really well right now. But the day before, the Sunday, Joel and I were going over the whole apartment cleaning to make sure that we didn't have like dirty floors or anything. Like, we can't hoover because we don't have a hoover yet. So we had to sweep the floor. So we were sweeping it with this brush. Oh, so annoying. Like, you miss loads when you're sweeping with a brush, like loads. But they came over and everything was nice, and then his mum stayed over that night and we played the game of life. So funny, the game of life. I love that game. Like, if you want a board game, I recommend the game of life. It's so good, like really good. So much fun to play. Like, these little peg people you put in your little car, and Joel had he landed on having 3 kids. He had 3 kids in his car, and he was landing on them so often we were like, well, you're just going to have to tow one of the other cars behind you with the rest of your kids in. Because he just had so many. He landed on kids so many times. But in the end, I won. Which I didn't think was going to happen because his mum was doing really, really well. And I think I won by $10,000. That was it. I won by $10,000, which isn't a lot in that game. Because you get $10,000 really easy. And I got fired twice. I got fired twice from my job, which was a doctor. So I was a doctor, then I was an engineer, then I was a doctor again because I went back to school, and then I got fired again, and then I was... I can't remember what else I was. It wasn't good. It wasn't... I don't remember. But Joel, he lost by a lot. He lost by 800,000. He was terrible. He's not amazing at that game. But never ever play Monopoly with him. He cheats. He cheats at Monopoly. But yeah, that was really fun. I really like his mum. She's so sweet. Like, I like the rest of his family as well, but I think I've spent more time with his mum than the rest of his family. Because when we stayed at his dad lives on a farm. So the other day his dad was on the farm and stuff like that, and I spent quite a bit of time with his mum. She's really nice. I really like his mum. I like all of his family, obviously. They're lovely people. But I really like his mum. We get on really well because we like similar things. Like, I do remember that on Monday night she was saying, "Oh, I like this," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, same! I like that too." And that happened quite a bit, mainly with TV shows and movies and stuff like that. Because she watches really cool stuff. So she's like into stuff like um, Agents of Shield and stuff like that. So you know, that's like a really cool thing to be into when you're in your 50s. Like, not many 50-odd-year-olds are going to be into stuff like Agents of Shield. I think that's really cool. And it's mainly because of her kids. Apparently, she used to watch it with Joel when he was younger. But yeah, we had a really good time, and it was so nice to just. It was so nice to have someone stay over. We haven't had anybody stay over yet, and we made a little makeshift bed on the floor. It was not the comfiest, I must admit. I told his mum that we slept fine, but it was not comfy at all. Basically, I have this little fold up puff thing that we generally just rest our feet. We use as a footrest in front of our sofa, and it unfolds into like a really skinny mattress, like sofa cushions, sort of, but attached to each other, and that expands out. And Joel slept on that, and I took the sofa cushions off the sofa and slept on those, and all night they were sliding apart on our wooden floors. So I had to keep pushing them together, and they were sliding apart, and I had to push them together. It was alright for Joel, because all of his little cushions are attached, but my cushions aren't attached. So every time I moved, they'd slide apart, and there'd be this huge gaping hole in the middle of where I was sleeping. Oh my gosh, it was annoying. But I slept alright. We'd had, like a really long day. We got up at 5 that morning. We didn't get to bed till, I think it was about 11:30, something like that. We went to bed. So it had been a really, really long day. And we were getting up the next day at, 7:30, 8. I think we actually got up at 8 o'clock. So we got up the next day at 8 o'clock. And it was so tiring. I was so tired. So tired. Joel's he's just gone out to buy me some tights because we're going to a wedding tomorrow. But I don't think I have time to talk about the wedding. I don't talk too fast, do I? I don't think I talk too fast. I think I might rush through my stories a bit. I should probably over dramatize them. I should probably like over exaggerate like certain bits in my certain stories, stuff like that. My memory is not like massively amazing though. Like the graduation happened on Monday. I don't remember all of it. I just don't remember all of it, and I don't understand why. It's insane. Anyway, the build is great. I love the build. It's not great, it's alright, but I love the build. It's really, it's nice. It's very, I've been watching a hell of a lot of Lil Simsy recently, and it's very her. I think a lot of the style I've sort of pinched. I'll be doing different stuff in the future. I think before, when I was just building in my own spare time, I was building more modern stuff. So I'll do some modern stuff. I'll do some houses a bit like this one, and a bit like what will be my Turner house. I have a house on the gallery called the Turner House. I think it's called the Turner House, but it was supposed to be for a Let's Play that I haven't actually started, and I recorded the build, and it's 10 hours long, and it's taken me forever to do half of the editing, so I think I'm giving up on that one, just a little. So I'm going to start with smaller stuff like this, that's renovating, so you don't have to take time building the outside shell and everything like that, and building smaller stuff so it doesn't take me as long, because 10 hours, that's way too long to build. It's way too long, way too much to cut down, way too much. But it is how it is. I'll get used to it. And I'm really sorry about this voiceover. I know it's not been very good, but I'm not really experienced at it. And my mouth it's not as quick at talking as my brain. Like, my brain will think up. No, the other way around. I'm going to say it the other way around. My brain isn't as quick as my mouth. My mouth wants to talk, but my brain hasn't thought up what it wants to say yet, which is really annoying. But I'm sure you guys will get used to that. I hope. I hope you'll get used to it. Please, oh, it's coming to the end of the video now, so I'm going to love you and leave you because screenshots are coming up. And if you like the video, please do leave a like and subscribe and leave any comments down below because I do need feedback for stuff like this. And if you watched all the way through and you're listening to the ending, well done guys, you made it. Because not many people watch my videos all the way through. So, thank you. Leave a like and subscribe. Bye guys.